Thank you for the invite to this exclusive panel about art and science and artificial intelligence. And when I was invited to make a talk about the creative AI landscape, the first thing I did, I Googled it. I Googled what is the creative AI landscape and what does it mean currently. And what came out in this 10 to 15 minute talk is a critical review about current expectations, what creative AI is. So, Googling from the start, Googling the creative AI landscape. This showed up. It's a chart brought to us by Luba Elliott and Peter Sagan. It shows us a very interesting overview of startups and companies that are working on, well, maybe they would even say disrupt AI strategies for domains out of the creative economy. As every chart, it doesn't aim to cover all companies and products related to the creative AI landscape. And then again, how should it? Each week, anywhere, anything pops up promising to either use AI or simple have AI in the name. An economically very promising and already decent developed category is the one on the left. It's the search and recommendation algorithms. They are mostly using text tagging, some may be using object recognition and key point tracking. So there we know for the most part which AI is behind it, or which AI should supposedly be behind it. And we know that they work in the creative industry sector. But do we also find creativity behind it? I will just pick one fast example out of the chart where the outcome of AI research made it at least very creative. Most of you know QuickDraw. In QuickDraw, we may engage with an act that masters of design thinking would name the creative that lies in all of us. In just 19 seconds, you have to draw a doodle to a certain term, and QuickDraw tries to recognize the doodles and name it. It's part of the Google pair, People and AI Research. Their mission is human-centered research and design to make AI partnerships productive, enjoyable, and fair. That's interesting. That sounds like an approach to open AI for the goals of modern society, which could be collaboration, creativity, and fun. So far, in my opinion, it partly succeeded. It succeeded not because of QuickDraw had such great doodles in it. It succeeded not because of the systematization of pair that suggests that different cultures doodle differently. No, it succeeded because the funniest outcome is Draw This Camera from Dan McNish. Its object recognition app seems to be able to doodle as good as most of us can. It can because it uses the QuickDraw dataset, which is based on doodles of many not so much artists like me. Doing so, there are 345 objects that can be identified and printed, restricted by the 345 categories of QuickDraw. So if you just wondered 2 slides ago what amount of time you could waste on QuickDraw, it's 345 to 19 seconds. The object recognition only gets the AI nearest doodle. It is imperfect and has inherent errors in the picture narrative. That's what it's surprise and fun. And that's what makes it one of the most creative things done with AI, in my opinion. Its likeliness of errors. Another thing to waste time on the internet very creatively with AI is the new Chris Venezuela's online text-to-image generator. With an attention-generative adversarial network, Venezuela wrote a generator that displays phrases in real time as you type them. I don't have time to show it, but some of you are here with laptops, so just type in the URL and write the talk or something. They're really fun images. That's fun. And one might even feel like really wasting time on the internet on a very creative way. And on top of that, with artificial intelligence, it might also help to develop interest in creativity and in artificial intelligence, and that's a great thing. Yet, maybe let us stop here for a while and ask what those terms would mean. Did we already speak about creative artificial intelligence? So I am sure that you have read a little bit on AI, and you know the categorization of artificial intelligence into weak or narrow AI, strong or general AI, and the artificial superintelligence. Let's face it, currently we are in the realms of narrow AI, solving a few problems on a very sufficient basis. We are on the best way to get on track with general AI, but we are way, way distant to the artificial superintelligence. The ASI would be defined as something we are not sure about yet. Saying so, maybe we won't be able to anthropomorphize the state of AI anymore by then. But supposedly, we will, because we are humans, and we are defining and reflecting it. It's the same when talking about intelligence. We think about intelligence now, but we are not even clear about what is it. When we're talking about intelligence, we assume the following. Historically, intelligence is a very human entity. We developed higher than animals around us because we are rational beings who can grasp and judge correctly. Already Aristotle saw this as proof for our, today we would say, intelligence. While narrow AI might master the factors of Lewis Thurston's primary mental abilities, which would be space, perceptual speed, numeric ability, memory, reasoning, word fluency, verbal relations, it might be that the artificial superintelligence is by then an extra form of intelligence, the same as some researchers are currently in the search for the definition of animal intelligence. And what's with creativity? When the American psychologist Keith Sawyer published in 2014 that creativity is one of the most important points of what makes us human, it confirmed the concept of the demarcation between man and machine through the possibility of creativity. Creativity, for many, seems to be the last hope standing when it comes to the supremacy of human. AI seems to raise the question, what makes us human, way more often than what could be a great AI. Creativity itself, for example, can be defined as the act of creating something new. The new can also be merely a concept or an idea. It can be historically unique in its originality or just individually unique. Creativity can be purposeful. It can be also an artistic creativity that at the first glance doesn't seem to fulfill any purpose at all. In any case, it seems that creativity in our time is not over-stylized anymore, as it was when only genius got creativity. Rather, there are even systematized approaches to creativity. And an artistic creativity can too be classified as being purposed, as it has been received for a short time now. It is pursued in order to be evaluated as good art and to reach an audience, to generate emotions for the idea and to communicate content. Let's look at some examples that are in the realm of artistic creative AI. The exhibition Unhuman, Age in the Art of AI is one of these examples. Ahmed El-Gamal designed AICAN, it's A-I-C-A-N, an AI algorithm that creates works which will be perceived as artworks. Created by Emily Spratt, the exhibition thus creates attempts to question precisely the issues of authorship and artistic creativity that may or may not be belonging to humans anymore. Another great example is Quasimodo. And I get a video in there. Or not. That's a screenshot. Quasimodo is an arts festival alumni and better known as Mario Klingemann. In his works, material descriptions doesn't contain any oil on canvas anymore. It's like you see cycle GAN, GAN to GAN, and pix to pix when he talks about his works. So what could be, I will go over that because of time matters, and go to the last question. What could be essential to creating creative AI, if possible? In short, the answer may be as to all artists: technique, knowledge, the urge to create or to communicate, emotion, and the bravery to idiocy to break with it all. So I would love to see a neural network learning from an effective computing and realizing how the audience reacted on the artwork. The creative AI would stimulate some of the human's inherent needs by then. It's relatively close to the question of AI and friendship. Can we be friends with an AI? In some kind of way, we can, yes. Chatbots like Replica, we heard about it, and assistants like Alexa are showing us new kinds of relationships that are based on emotions towards machines. If you haven't done so, then please watch Beth Singler's documentary on that topic. It's online on YouTube. So this emotional infectiousness that you have with friendship is one of the most important criteria we do have for art nowadays too. Another one might be the death of the Meister. What Harold Bloom's theory of the anxiety of influence is for poetry is the death of the master in art history. The student learns from his role model, the exemplary mentor idealizes him or her and emulates. If the education is successful, he or she achieves equivalence. Then, the probably most important process is underway. The recognition of the structure, the overcoming of the superego paralyzing the creativity. Without this overcoming, no original creativity evolves. New creations can only emerge and break with tradition, with what has been learned. For strong artistic achievement, then the previous must be internalized, the structure must be recognized, and the imprisonment in the system must be ended in an unrepeatable way. This is the only way that original creativity can rise in this theory. In artificial intelligence, we are still far away from the death of the master. A neural net does not feel the urge of why and questioning. No inherent Schaffensdrang and the urge for continuous craving originality comes up. Still, maybe the closer we get to an artificial superintelligence, the sooner neural networks and algorithms like AI will be able to teach each other effective computing. And AI can and will master techniques. It has the knowledge. Will it also be able to develop an urge to realize emotions and react based on them, to further develop the artworks, and most importantly, will it be able to fail and break rules? If so, the real artistic, creative AI is born. What currently starts as a narrow definition and degenerates often into discrimination for sometimes could ultimately, once the patterns of masters are overcome, be a different kind of intelligence and a very different kind of creativity. Pablo Picasso, Alexander McQueen, Lil Michaela, that's the Lil Michaela, the new star on the internet, and Quasimodo. All of them try to learn the rules and then break them. That's something a real creative AI will want to do too. Thank you.